Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Hopefully today isn't as shitty as yesterday. Luckily today already starting with something way more positive. Sending out this huge package to Switzerland. This one right here is the giveaway or the prize for the winner of the remix contest. Again, congratulations. A lot of good stuff in it. So bringing this to the post office, which is highly annoying and boring, and then to the studio. So yeah, welcome to the studio today, trying to finalize that trap beat that I started yesterday evening. And I'm not a trap expert at all. Like, this is my first time trying to make a beat like this. But it's mostly about the placement of the drums and then the sound selection. There are special samples you actually need to use that sound like trap to make it sound like trap. And the BPM range is usually between 140 to 160 maybe. And then, of course, in halftime. So let's start first with the drum placement. I usually make house music and deep house and kind of pop music, and it's usually 4 to the floor. So you have the kick on every beat and then the snare or clap on 2 and 4. But for trap, you can switch it up quite a lot, which I really like. Gives you more space to mix, which makes it easier, and it can sound a lot emptier and more epic and a lot more bass in the song. First up is the kick placement. We're going here for the absolute standard, very easy. So this one right here is Guys. That's a plugin where you just load in samples. And then you're able to place them. The very last line here at the bottom is the kick drum. Then next up we got here, pad number 3, snare. And then on pad number 5, the head. And something special, like those typical trap heads, you have like multiples. You can just put them wherever you want. And here on these 3, I pitched them down just to give it a little more something special. Very simple, very straightforward. Anyone can do this. Just copy the pattern. You can do this with MIDI and any kind of DAW. Just load in the samples and you're ready to go. Just make sure to get like specialized samples for trap music. Otherwise it won't really sound right. And also the tempo is really important. If you do the same in 110, it sounds really awkward. It's a little too slow. Lewis right here is the trap expert, actually. And he told me that my trap beat is shit.
Yeah.
He said people will destroy me in the comments, so he's now helping me to make it sound better, mostly through selecting the right sounds, right?
Yes, sound selection is key.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, it's boring, but we'll do it. Just go through millions of kicks, snares, heads, and try to make it sound better. I always like compare it to cooking. If you start with the right ingredients, it will taste a lot better than just mixing shit together. So, huge thanks to Lewis. He had to go upstairs again to the office to do some business stuff so I can sit here and actually make music. He helped me a lot. What's like one of the key things for trap and most other styles is really the right kick and snare and clap to find the right samples, because there's only that much you can change about them. Trying to EQ a snare into something that works is a lot harder than just trying to find another one. And also there's almost no reverb in trap, so it's really just selecting the right samples, then maybe giving them a little bit of saturation and maybe a tiny bit of distortion depending on how heavy you want to make them sound squashed. And that's then probably it. So let me play you what we got. First, just the beat. We also found a synthesizer that's like triggering a vocal sample. Sounds kind of cool. Now we just need someone to rap on top. Now let me show you the pattern really quick. It got a little more complex. So we still got the kick, the low pattern, then a clap instead of a snare, layered with a snare. Heads are the same still, and then an open head right here. Then a little kick here that is shorter and lower in velocity. And then of course the typical trap triggered heads. We then layered everything with a sine wave underneath as the bass line. It's just playing the same as the kick, so it's always underneath of the kick. Very, very low frequencies, but like with the kick together, combined, it all sounds really nice. So very simple, very easy. Usually like for my kind of house pop music, I would put all of the drums into a bus, parallel compress them, add reverb to every single head, to the clap, the timing of the reverb, EQing the reverb, sidechaining the reverb. But all of this isn't really needed for trap. It's mostly constructed out of the right samples. We added a little bit of sidechaining onto the bass line, so whenever the kick is hitting, the bass is lowered a little bit in volume to make room for the kick and melt those two better together. And that's then pretty much it. I mean, yeah, it's quite simple. You just need to know how to place the drum elements and also where to get the right samples. I'll link down below like the samples that I used today. So if you're interested, go check it out. Now, proper music making for the next 4 or 5 hours, actually working on one of my new songs. This right here was just like for a customer. I got a friend that is doing like rap, gangster rap, trap kind of stuff. And I just wanted to help him out to have like a basic beat to record when he's here tomorrow in the vocal booth recording with me. So yeah, music making, mostly mixing, annoying, but necessary. Really, really important.
Awesome. All right. Take care, John.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Grammy-nominated and winner DJ Swivel, the mixing engineer of Beyoncé, Chainsmokers, and a lot more. He sent me some of his samples, a new plugin that he made that is like made for vocal mixing editing. And we might maybe meet up in Miami to Ultra, or maybe one day in his studio in LA. And he made me like a nice compliment. He said, like I sent him a couple of songs, he said my mixing is good enough to just put the songs out there. Mixing is usually the biggest struggle for me, the most annoying and what took me the longest to learn. So I'm happy that that's someone that actually knows a lot about mixing likes my mixes. I'm sure he could still improve them greatly. Maybe one day. So now the really annoying stuff. Today I have to take care of it. So actually I was supposed to put the chandelier up there. We're still busy making this apartment to a real one, finished one, just moved a couple of weeks ago. But instead of taking care of this annoying, boring stuff, I just went back to making beats on the couch with headphones as pretty much every single night. Just for fun, I made another one of these trap beats. And I have to say, out of all of the musical styles, making these beats is actually the easiest. Don't want to offend any of the trap guys out there. But if you're just starting out, I think trap beats are probably the best way to get into music production at the moment. Also this one right here, very simple. I found a city that is very aggressive, but it might actually be a good fit. Should maybe play this loud, 4 AM in the morning. But yeah, I hope this inspires you to try out something new. For me, a totally new style of music. I mean, yes, I use trap hi-hats here and there. It's very modern. It sounds kind of cool. But yeah, just try it out. It takes a little to get used to a new kind of music. But I think as a producer, staying diverse is very important. Music is changing, and there is no way you can make the same stuff for 10 years and stay relevant. So yeah, experiment a little, try things out, and just have fun.